everyone, welcome back to Primetime Crisis. We're going to talk some Gotham. I'm Captain Logan.
I'm Eric.
Today we're tackling Follow the White Rabbit. It is another Mad Hatter episode, and he is being featured really heavily this season.
Yeah.
When he first showed up, I thought he'd probably be like 2 episodes and leave, but he's a big thrust of... I imagine he'll be around through the whole first half of this.
Well, we figured that he would be around because once we realized that the story arc was called Mad City.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, well, he's got to be part of that.
But when we first heard he was going to be in the show, I wasn't really expecting that. So this episode is nuts.
I like this episode a lot.
I like it too. I have my reservations when we get to the ending. I think we could really go south with some love triangle stuff at the end of this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing the writing on the wall with some of that, but we'll see. I really liked the Jim Gordon versus Mad Hatter stuff a lot.
It's great.
I think it's
really good.
I think it's legitimately good stuff.
I agree. I think when you look at like all the superhero shows on television, nobody's doing anything like this. Where like people are really dying.
But we've been saying that when it's bad too.
I know, but people are really dying.
They're not going to come. Some of them won't come back. I mean, we do have an out to bring back anybody we want to in this show, but most of the characters with all of the genetic manipulation stuff we were doing last season, when we brought them back, we killed them again.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it felt more intense than like anything that you're seeing anywhere else on television. Well, this is not Luke Cage or Daredevil or Jessica Jones.
Isn't that the big difference between so far this season and last season, where when they want you to feel like there's tension and suspense, there really is.
Yep.
At least, certainly this episode there was, and I was really surprised by that.
They did the sadistic choice, and they did it twice, really well.
And both times they did it, there were real consequences.
Yep.
I was really impressed with that. You've got the situation with the little boy that's going to get... The little boy with the beanie on his head. Yeah. He's going to get hit by a truck, or Mad Hatter is going to have this couple that just got married jump from a high place and die, and he's got to make a choice, and he picks the kid, and they actually die.
Yep, they jump off the top of the bridge. We don't see it. We just hear a squirt.
But then we see them lying there with the blood. This show tends to do really violent, gratuitous, disgusting things, and oftentimes, especially throughout last season, I found myself going, "That's both like really." Really rough and also predictable, and I don't have that right now. Like they're surprising me. I can't always tell where they're gonna go. And this show has also been predictable in really like weird ways, where you're like, okay, I didn't expect that because it's counterintuitive. It's the last thing you'd ever do. Yeah. And like, why did we do that? And I'm constantly like scratching my head, not even understanding like pacing and the logic of sequence of scenes, and that's all gone now. This is paced. There's a logic to what we're seeing when, and I'm never wondering why I'm looking at the scene.
We really need to look into it and see if there has been a creative shift.
It feels like there has to have been. It
feels like there must have been.
They have sobered up, and it's still wacky, but it absolutely knows it. Can we say now 100% this show knows how wacky it is?
It absolutely knows.
If
it didn't before, it knows now. There's too many jokes about things,
and it's better because of it.
I agree.
This black comedy, dark 60s Batman thing is working.
It's working really well. Just gonna say something with all of that. I can't think what it was.
Sorry.
I don't know. It was something with Mad Hatter.
What I like.
Do you ever just have a thought where it just leaves your head?
That never happens to me.
That doesn't surprise me.
What I like about Jim Gordon. About Mad Hatter going after Jim Gordon the way he does here is that this strikes me as Jim Gordon really paying his penance for the moral ambiguity we saw from him last season. They are attacking that head on. This whole like you're not seeing who you really are. You're in denial about what it is you really are. We were joking all throughout the episode. What he really means is he's Batman. We kept saying
this is the most like, and I was saying this last season that he's Batman.
Yeah,
this is the most Batman story we've done with him.
I mean, the difference, of course, is he's a guy that really has crossed the line and wants to go on a path to redemption, but he's still facing that darkness and doesn't really know how to do that.
I mean, all the stuff with him and
almost certainly.
And Mad Hatter is...
Mad Hatter's played as his Joker right now.
Yeah, he's like his arch nemesis. It's really cool.
And I think it really works. My favorite bit is probably the TV is.
Oh, it's so cool.
It looks amazing, and and we do this kind of impossible comic book thing that I always really like, where you don't have to explain it. It's just such a heightened, stylized world. It kind of works, where every now and again, when you look at those TVs stacked up on top of each other, you've got Mad Hatter's face sometimes shot from different angles, and sometimes it's right on his eyeball.
Yeah, it's around his eyes, right in his mouth.
And sometimes one of
And not all of them. Like, one will be him talking, this one over here will be up on his eye, this one over here will be a close-up on his mouth.
But every now and again it'll get really freaky, because there will be an expression he's making in one TV, where on all the other screens he's talking, and so he'll just be like... And then all the other TVs he's just talking, and you're like, that is really weird and freaky, and the kind of Arkham Asylum, Arkham City stuff we saw with the Joker.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I loved that.
Yeah. I did question all the TVs stacked up on top of each other. Some of those were really old TVs. Those aren't all taking the same cables from the same video feed. That's not how that works.
Really, you're gonna question that logic?
Maybe.
With this show. I don't know, and I've said this before, but I don't know what standards to hold this show to.
I still don't know.
It's really hard.
It's really solid, but I also don't know, like,
what
if it led like this.
What kind of realism should I expect from this? I don't mean that it's not a realistic world, but like, I still don't entirely know sometimes if I should expect people to act like real people, because at the same time as it understands how wild it is, it also is making me care more about its characters, and so that's at odds a little bit.
Yeah. I think we might just be in, like, a transition point. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Because suddenly, like, Gordon is kind of sympathetic in this.
And so is, who's the Vale?
Yeah, well, and Vale I like a lot.
I like her a lot. I hope she makes it to the next episode.
She really sold me. Yeah, me too. She really sold me in that scene.
Our thoughts are with her.
That scene toward the beginning, where they're having breakfast together, boy, she sold me in that scene.
Oh yeah, she's really fun. And I've liked her energy, but the dinner scene last episode and then the breakfast scene this episode.
And that's great, because then when she gets shot, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm impressed with this show for making me care enough about a character, just in that she's spunky and fun and has personality. I'd like to see more of her.
Especially because when she first showed up, you were kind of rolling your eyes and being like, "Wow, they're going to be in a relationship." So.
And they are.
Yeah, they are. You're right.
Just as I said they would be.
You're right. But you at least cared.
And to the point where Mad Hatter is acting like a viewer of this show, where he's like, well, what? Anybody dates in this show, they're super serious right away, about to get married. I mean, they've only been dating for like a week or two.
That married couple he grabbed, they probably met like a month ago.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. Yeah, they've been together for as long as you've been living in my house. I just thought that situation was so, and it's almost the show like being tongue-in-cheek about itself, I think, you know? It's almost like there's a little self-parody there, potentially, where, you know, Leslie Tompkins, they were together for a while. Of course, that was still a, hold hands, one day, kiss the next day, then the third day, like, I'll never let you go, you know, that kind of thing. But I thought it was really funny that we had a kidnapping situation where Mad Hatter tries to get him to choose between one of them is gonna die, and it's the girl you've been dating for 5 seconds and the one that you that almost had your baby. That is hilarious.
Do you buy his choice?
That he yeah, I kind of do.
I do too.
And I'm not sure why.
I don't feel like I should.
Yeah, that he says shoot Lee. And
and you know, I think what I like about it is I wouldn't have expected it. I would have expected what I would have assumed.
I thought he was going to be consistent and refuse to ever say. Like, I didn't think he would actually go there.
Yeah, because we have to talk about how great he is when he comes into that scene.
Mm-hmm.
But what I thought was going to happen was that he was going to choose Lee. Lee was going to die, and then, you know, it would be bad blood between him and Vale because he chose Lee.
And they play that for relationship drama.
Yeah, and then you have stuff with the
But that should be the end of your relationship.
With the Falcone guy and...
Although this should be the end of your relationship. You get shot in the gut. Like, that, maybe that's the... Especially because Mad Hatter is talking about how it never ends well when he dates someone.
Yeah.
Like, you're in danger because you're dating him.
Which is also a Batman thing.
Yes.
I mean, it's every superhero thing. But,
right, yeah.
But no, so I really expected that to be where it went. I mean, I've been waiting for it to get written out this whole season, so... but,
What, Leslie Tompkins?
Yeah.
Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
well, and he... And, like, I feel...
Not really. Once they had her come back to the GCPD, I was like, okay, they're making her regular cast again. Like,
yeah. Well, this is the most I think she's been in an episode since she got back.
So far, yeah.
But she got... I was expecting her to die because I feel like the show's... Everyone still knows, like, well, they're still in love, so, like, it would be more. So I was really surprised that we shoot the new girlfriend and that he picks to kill Lee.
Honestly, I had a split second where I thought, okay, she's going to get shot and they're not going to drag it out, and she's going to... I mean, like, once she gets shot, they're not going to drag it out. She's going to die right away because her name is Valerie Vale, so she's expendable. But then the problem is, unless with this transition they start going more toward the direction we were at the beginning of the show, it's not a Batman prequel, it's the trappings of that world telling its own story. No, you can kill off a character you've heard of.
Yeah, no.
Now, how often have we actually done that? I mean, I guess there have been, like, some villains here and there, but we can always just make them proto. Yeah, but it's not a character we've ever heard of. It's just a dude who took the mantle of Azrael. I don't know if that counts.
I don't know.
Like, have we actually killed off any real characters in this? Any comic book characters?
We must have.
Yeah, and I feel like we have, but
because I feel like there are people that we've introduced and killed and been like, well, how are they going to get to Batman if they're dead?
How can you be the one if you're dead? And Follow the White Rabbit. I thought of The Matrix immediately.
I didn't see the title until you said it.
Oh yeah.
I loved Gordon. I mean, the thing is, they've because we had this last episode too, and we've kind of had this the whole season really. They figured out what they're doing with Gordon, and he's so much fun now.
Yeah.
When he comes
in... And the growly voice thing is kind of working for him at this point. Yeah. I'm not even making fun of it anymore.
Yeah, well, and it just feels more natural. I think he might have, like, reined it in just a little.
Yeah.
So that it's not as Batman-y. But when he comes in...
It's worse when you don't understand him at all.
And Mad Hatter's like...
I don't mean his voice, I mean his character.
And Mad Hatter's like, everybody drink tea. And the two girls don't. He's like, I'll drink it.
Fine, I'll have some.
And then,
the thing with the phone where he keeps hanging up on him?
That's great, but no, what is he, Mad Hatter says something, and he has just like a one-sentence reply where it's like, no, that's not what happened. Or something like that.
Yeah, we're talking about his sister?
Yeah.
And
it's...
No,
It's you poisoned her mind, and
he goes, and Mad Hatter says, that's how it happened, right? And he says...
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. It's so good!
No, the phone thing was great. Where Mad Hatter calls him on this. It's this big elaborate plan. It's not exactly the Dirty Harry Die Hard with a Vengeance thing where he's running from like payphone to payphone. Like I've seen that a couple times. Mm-hmm. It's just he has him go to this room and there was a phone there that he's going to call. And he picks up and he starts talking and Gordon just hangs up on him and you just see the Mad Hatter be angry and dial. It's so much fun.
It never occurred to me, but now that I think about it, sure, he can just hang up.
Now, he goes, don't hang up on me again. He goes, okay. And he hangs up on him again.
Now, the thing I questioned with that was Gordon's gotta know that he's gonna do more of these sadistic choices. Like, he seems surprised by it.
Yeah, well...
I thought that was a little weird. Like, he doesn't know what's at stake. He's got to know something's going to be at stake, so I wouldn't have started screwing with him yet.
Well, I think that's why he screws with him.
I mean, it is a control thing.
Well, yeah.
And you got to remember that he got in his mind, and, I mean, Jim Gordon has really good reason to hate this guy and to want to... not be controlled by him again.
Well, but I think that he understands... that's a good point. That's not where I was going. I was thinking that he understands that for the Mad Hatter, this is all a show. It's very theatrical. Mm-hmm. He's not going to get angry and then just not go through with it,
well, that's
if
a good
he hangs
point.
up on him, he's gonna keep calling.
No, you're right. He keeps stalling out the game.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he keeps talking about it like a story where he's like, it's in multiple acts.
Well, and
you have to have the build up before you can have the climax.
Well, and Gordon keeps trying to get to him and get him off of his game.
Yeah, and
he does that a couple times.
And he keeps trying to force to the ending.
Yeah, yeah.
Get us to the end.
Do you want to talk about the Elijah Snow look? You don't know who Elijah Snow is. The dude in all white.
Yeah.
I
mean, that's for the sake of the episode. That's the White Rabbit.
I didn't even think of that.
That because that's who Gordon's supposed to follow, and he keeps
that
he
makes
keeps saying
sense.
I have information for
Yeah.
you. I like how we've been kind of building the Alice in Wonderland stuff.
Yeah. And we're still
not
not commenting on it.
No, and I kind of like that. It's like her name was Alice. I think once she dies, he gets more into the storybook aspect of it, and I like the idea that there's all these things that he's been doing and maybe researching and reading and stuff behind the scenes that we're not told about because that would be forced exposition, and so he's just doing stuff, and it's consistent.
Yeah.
But I like that we don't really know where all that's coming from.
Well, and we don't know how long it's been. Like, when he has that exchange with Gordon on the phone, it sounds like he's been gone for a while, and he's only been gone for
This show has
episode.
always had that problem.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if there was a time lapse or jump last episode that we commented on.
I don't know. I don't think there was.
The show is no.
But he talks about it like, well, I had some time.
Yeah.
But even if it was only a
I've
week
been
or two,
studying up on you.
But okay, if it's like week to week, a week passes between episodes most of the time. He's had at least that much time.
Yeah.
7 or 8 days might have been all he needed.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would have commented like it's been a while, like since we've heard from you, since your sister died. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's true too.
But no, so there's this guy who's got white hair, and he's dressed all in white, and he's pale, and he has a message for Jim Gordon. He gives the message to Jim Gordon, which is just go out to the payphone. And then he just stands there and keeps saying, I have a message for Jim Gordon. And the police take him in, and Barnes tries to interrogate him.
It's great.
And he's like, what do you know? I have a message for Jim Gordon. Where's Jervis Tetch? I have a message for Jim Gordon.
And it's hilarious because right away he knows
He's
that Tetch
hypnotized.
got to him and then
He
he's
knows
hypnotized.
he's like, I know you can understand me.
You're like, that doesn't, it's like the pilot of Patrick Warburton's Tick. Like, don't grab his head. That doesn't work on anybody.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about the Riddler Penguin stuff?
Yeah, that's where where most of my reservations
Oh,
are.
I loved it so much.
I did not.
Did you not?
I did not like it. Nope.
I know you didn't like the ending.
Nope, I really didn't like the ending. I don't like that we're going that on the nose. It would be so much more fun if it was an unspoken, unrequited love, or if it was for a lot longer. It doesn't even bother me that they both have independently decided that they are actually in love with the other character. I kind of don't want them to act on it, or at least yet.
I thought that it was going to be a bait and switch. Because he never...
You said that at the beginning. I never thought that.
Because he never says what it is until the end. I thought...
But he keeps saying that he has something specifically to say to him, and it's obviously about him, and then early on, he's got that conversation where he can't bring himself to say it, like...
Well, because I think they think that the audience is expecting this, and I thought they were playing with us and teasing us last episode.
Toying. Well, and I think they have been for this whole season.
Yeah. So I thought they were going to continue that, and like when he finally talked to him, he was like, I'm in love with X. Like, he was going to be someone. And he's like, I need you to help me figure out how that...
I could have seen them go there, but once you had the scene, and it was only 5 or 10 minutes in, once you had the scene where he couldn't bring himself to say it, it couldn't have been that.
I thought he was just nervous. Or embarrassed. But yeah, so Penguin flat out reveals that he is in love with Edward Nygma. Ed is oblivious, seemingly, and then...
I don't think he is.
You don't think so?
No, I really don't. He takes too long to pick the wine. And he's frustrated in that scene, and that's why I never thought it was going to go the way you thought it was. He's also frustrated in the scene that Penguin won't just spit it out. They're both thinking the same thing.
Okay. So
now that's kind of awkward
for what the resolution is.
And because neither one of them has ever shown any signs otherwise of being interested in men, so you'd think that would be kind of an awkward thing for them.
Him than it is for Penguin.
Much more so because he's dated a chick before.
Yeah, Penguin's never.
We've never seen him.
Mostly asexual, I think.
And that's
as
also
far as we've seen him.
That's also part of the reason I didn't want it to go there.
I didn't mind it.
But it's just. I'm impressed with how fun it has been with the kind of toying with us about it, and I kind of wanted, I don't know, there's a part of me that wanted that to be like a line they kept skirting that they wouldn't cross, but then in this day and age, like, it's not that taboo to do that anymore.
No.
So,
but so the resolution is.
But on the other hand, we are so timeless in this show, like outside of time, that I think this show could have gotten away with never going there and acting like it had maybe like kind of old school values about it while still playing around with like modern sensibilities. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't think that that's a thing that the show necessarily was done. I think they might have just
they did it long enough. I thought they'd keep doing it.
Well, because this starts last season.
And it also could have been an unspoken romance, which would have been more fun to me.
This starts last season, and I don't think they knew last season. I think they either heard fans or they themselves are like, wait a second.
Yeah.
So I think when this starts, it's unconscious. Like, they're not doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
And now that they've noticed it, they're going to do something with it because it's a TV show, so we have to do something. We're never just going to get them being fun buddies, which is what I want.
That's what I want. I predict that they'll never actually go there.
Given the ending of this...
Yeah.
And that's the thing is... I don't like the ending of this because they're not going to be fun buddies anymore.
And they'll have a breakup before they ever have an actual romance.
That's probably true.
And they'll go to war or something.
Yeah.
I don't want that. That's my point. That's why I have reservations about this ending. And the Kringle thing I really, really don't like.
It's really soap opera-y.
Well, and the show can get away with some of that, and it is a farce, and again, it knows that now, but... that's not fun to me. I
think it's a little fun, depending on how they play it. Because right now, we have
He's just going to kill her again, right?
I don't know. See, right now, we have them, and they're off in their own sitcom land.
And we're going to make this a love triangle.
Right, but if they play it right, I think that could be fun. If it's off in their own sitcom land, and all three of them are somehow murdering people, trying to get the other one's affection, I think there's a way to play this that is really
not
fun...
going to be a crazy person, though, or this Kringle stand-in.
I don't know.
Now, I'll tell you what I would almost like. I think it needs to go as crazy and out there as it can go if we're going to be silly enough to go, okay, there's this person that looks just like her.
Yes, no.
And she comes in. No, I gotta say this. She comes in, and she just happens to be in the same place he is, first of all, and she sees him, and there's, like, something between them that she can't explain, and then she has a riddle, just gives him a what? She needs to actually be Kringle, and it needs to be her, like, brought back from the dead.
Brought back from the dead. No, I think this could still be fun.
She needs to have been in Arkham.
Yeah.
I think brought back by Strange.
Yes,
that's what it needs to be.
It'll be so good.
Yeah.
Oh man, and then see what's gonna happen.
That's the only way the spark thing, and then like he was there before, and so that might be kind of I don't know.
Is if he likes her, and Penguin's kind of sad by that, and so they break up a little bit. And then she turns out to be Kringle and has been like plotting against him the whole time. And then he goes back to Penguin for like help, and they like rekindle their friendship. I think there's fun to be had with this.
I could see Penguin seeing that ultimately as a betrayal and getting together with Butch and having Butch kind of go after him.
Yeah, but we just got rid of Butch.
No, I know, and I don't want that, but I could. Oh no, that's right. We did get rid of Butch.
Well, I mean, he's not gone. Last time we saw him, he was in a...
And wasn't
Tabitha
going after him?
And then
we never saw the end of it?
But
they comment on it? What did they say?
Because...
I missed it, apparently.
They're hiding Butch somewhere, and Tabitha's been hanging out with her, and they're apparently courting again. Butch and Tabitha.
Right.
And she says something... The answer is so dumb
because Barbara says steak and Tabitha all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the answer is dumb because Barbara says, "Are you back together or are you still toying with him or something like that?" And she goes, like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
That is one of those answers. They're not back together. It's not toying with him. It's some other turn of phrase. But I'm like, well, that is an answer. Of the two, you just picked one of them. It was written weird. I didn't like it. I love Gordon going to Barbara, and he like asks a question. She goes, "I don't know," and he just grabs a bottle and just hucks it.
Just across the room.
Just across the room.
If he did it like on the bar, that'd be normal.
Yeah,
but he just goes.
He just picks up and throws it.
I think the reason that you are loving Gordon so much right now is that he does not care. When he walks,
he's who I want to be.
Picks up a bottle and just goes. It's pretty great.
Yeah, it's not intimidating. It's not breaking the bottle. It's
don't use Gordon as a role model, Eric. don't do that. Gordon's who I want to be when I grow up. No, yeah. Eric.
Gotham Gordon.
Don't do that. He's not a person to look up to.
And then he does a more standard, like he shoots a bottle or something. But just picking up a bottle and throwing it is just
like
hysterical.
that we're addressing how much of a failure he is, not just as being a cop, but
as a private eye. Yeah, he was looking for one girl and she died, and the other one no one ever saw again. Oh, that's Poison Ivy. I was trying to figure out who the other person he was looking for was. It's Poison Ivy.
Yeah. Okay, but he just started looking for her. Like Bruce Wayne gave her that job last episode. That's not a failure yet. He just started working on that. Now he's not doing that. He's hanging out with Valerie Vale and having breakfast and making her pay for everything, which is hilarious.
Poison Ivy's not in this, and we don't have any Bruce.
No
this
Bruce
episode is stronger for not having Bruce.
Yeah, although we were liking him more last episode.
I was liking him more last episode, but that's because he was doing human things.
Yeah. But, again, we're coming around on his acting because as they're giving him better material, he's stepping up. Well, that too. I mean, that helps. But, that helps, certainly.
But I thought this episode worked a lot better. We didn't have to keep cutting back to Bruce Wayne.
And I think they're doing a better job of juggling everything than they were last year. It doesn't feel like... And I think it has about the same number of characters, but...
We're not cramming stuff into an episode that doesn't need to be there. We didn't need Bruce Wayne this episode, so we're not using it.
You feel like there's enough of each thread in an episode that you can track in. Last season, we would take, literally... a single scene from subplot that we're stretching through part or a whole season, throw in an episode, have no idea why it's there or why we're supposed to pay attention or remember anything.
Yep.
I haven't had that one time this year.
Nope. They're fixing themselves.
They really are. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Somehow this could... Is this a Star Trek show? Does it get good with season 3?
Is that what happens?
Is that what happens?
It's possible. I said last year that what they did with Gordon, he was completely unsalvageable.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he can be comic book Jim Gordon. He's a different character.
Yeah.
He's gone too far. I mean, he's a different character. Could he become a better person and be like on road to redemption? Well, yeah, but like Xena Warrior Princess. I mean, like he's a murderer first.
Yeah.
So there's that, but it doesn't feel as unsalvageable to me. I'm still wondering what Mackenzie meant when he said he's going to be a different character.
Or he could be. That's what he said. He said he could end up as a different character by the end. What if he is Batman? What if they just go full bore and they make him Batman?
I'm all for it.
I'm so for that.
But the thing is, if he was just speculating like he doesn't know, that would be just him saying, the show will do anything! Because it will!
I forgot, we can't end this video without talking about the trip to the school.
The trip to the school.
Penguin's trip to the school!
Okay, this is actually probably the best scene in the episode. When Penguin walks up to a kid who won't play with the other kids, he's ostracized like the Penguin. They have kind of a
because remember Penguin's mayor, so like he's at like a school doing like a thing.
Yeah, so they're kind of kindred spirits because of it.
And he's like, "What's up with that kid?"
And so he walks up to the kid, and he's like, "Why won't you play with the other kids?" Then he's like, well, what if they don't like me? And he says, well, how would you know if you don't try? Which is what anybody would say.
Yep.
That's the correct response.
But then the Mayor Penguin twist.
But then he says, and if they don't like you, if they don't accept you, just push them down a staircase.
I think, no, he says, wait till they turn their back.
And as soon as he said that, I was like, how is he going to spin this to where it's, he went there? And I was expecting him right after that to be like, No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
No.
He walks away. Oh boy, that's so great. That cracked me up.
It's great. It's so good.
He's also not a good role model. I don't want to actually become the Penguin either.
Well, no, see, but I do. Being mean to children is always funny, and I want to do that. I want to go up to kids and be like, no, I don't. I wouldn't do that.
So, the next words out of my mouth are going to sound crazy to some people, but and I don't know what's happened. Like I'm living in a mirror universe right now where this is like the best thing I'm watching, or it's up there. I'm still digging on Supergirl quite a bit, but it's really close to of broadcast television and just things that I'm doing. Primetime Crisis episodes on, and
which is
counting,
all of them.
Counting the one I'm doing, this one I'm doing with you, I'm doing more than half of them now. Like this is the one I look most forward to. What has it turned me into a crazy person, or is it really that much better?
I see you and me both then, right?
Yeah, well, and
because I'm not even watching the other shows because I don't like them.
Yeah, but you have to watch this.
I gotta watch this.
We also have to comment, and I know I've been doing this a lot, but especially this episode, production value. God, it's just a gorgeous show.
Oh, there's so many shots in this where I like a number of times watching this episode, I was like, oh my god, this show's so pretty.
I just can't get my mind around
the shot when we first think Penguin's gonna tell Riddler that he loves him.
It's super romantic.
Yeah, it's super romantic. There are two giant windows, and the light is beaming in, and there's like almost making silhouettes out of them. Oh, it looks so pretty.
And the cinematography is really good. Camera placement and stuff. The shot composition. I was impressed even with the hospital gurney scene and the red light flashing in the background and all of that. I thought that was really cool. The way they shot the TV stacked bit was really atmospheric, and there's just so much of that stuff, and even the banquet table at the end looked really good too.
Yep. If nothing else, the show has always looked beautiful.
Yeah, and that's been consistent.
Well, and now I feel like they know it and they're using it, because the only reason you shoot the Penguin
is good when the story is nothing.
The only reason you shoot the Penguin Enigma scene like that is because it's funny. Because it's not like it actually is a big romantic scene. He doesn't actually say anything.
No, it is. Yeah, no, you're right.
It's funny,
and they keep doing that, and they're using that. They're using that really cinematic production value they have for comedy.
Yep. It's great. It's great.
I don't know what's happened.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened. I love the show.
It's great.
In a
different way than I loved it last year.
Yep. Yeah, and not as ironically.
Yeah, less ironically.
Well, thanks for watching, folks. We sure appreciate it. We'll see you again next week with more Gotham. I am Captain Logan.
And I'm Eric.
Thanks for watching.